Hi, hey, and all those other greetings, Spade Adventurers. Welcome back to Spade Gals Productions with Gaming and Boxing with me, Jake Spins. And I also create on Spade Gals Original with Gorilla Cyclones, Quincore, Florali, and vlogs as well as art videos that you all can go check out. Now, before we start this video, I want to just mention I'm having allergy problems through, everything on my face. The only thing that isn't having allergies right now is my hair and my glasses. In this general vicinity. So, it's a little hard to talk because it's a little hard to breathe. So, please bear with me on this. But, we did get a package that's a new plush. I'm very excited because I said this on Twitter, but there's a certain line that I have pretty large amount of. You know, there's a box of 3 that I actually need to unbox, but I don't exactly have the room for it yet. And there's a plush on the way from this line, which I'm not going to say exactly what it is. The line, obviously, you'll find out, but I'm not going to say what the plushes are just yet, except for this video, because you'll see in the title and stuff. But this line, it's a very great line, and I've decided that I'm going to finish it because... at least attempt to finish it, because the heavy hitters, there's a few of them, but I have some of the heavy hitters that weren't heavy hitters before, which is really nice. But anyway, this line is the Great Eastern Entertainment line, aka the GE line. Now, if you don't know, the GE line has shown up constantly on this channel, because it is my favorite Sonic plush line. I just love it to death. It is amazing. And even though about a year ago they lost their license for Plush and Tomy started up, however long it's been for GE, but Tomy started up making the plush and the figures from Jazzware and stuff. You know, Tomy has some decent plush. I'm not a fan of some of them, but GE is getting their license back, which makes me super excited. So, just a little bit of a tip, if you're looking for Rouge and you can't find her, but then you find a really high price listing, don't buy it just yet, because there's a 21-inch Rouge that is going to be released, and you might be saying that's not exactly the same thing if you're a collector, because, you know, but it'll probably at least lower the other one, and that one will actually be there, so if you just want that Rouge plush specifically, then you can go and get it. There's also, Sonic and Supersonic Ball plush. But that's not what this video is about. So, here's the thing with Sonic merchandise. Now, the reason why GE is able to do a bunch of more obscure, and this isn't as obscure, or uncommonly merchandised products is because they've had quite the long run. You know, apparently plush lines, and I found this out today, they don't last usually that long, and GE lasted a while. So imagine you're starting Sonic plush line. Well, you can't just start with anybody. You have to start off with Sonic, and then you have to go to Tails and Knuckles. Then you have to make Shadow. You know, all of these more common characters you have to build up, and then, once you've built up, then you can go to the more obscure characters or less merchandise characters like GE has done. Now, I have heard a few people that are saying this is a fairly rare plush. However, I had a very easy time finding it, and actually I found it for $30 on either eBay or Amazon, just looking up the GE plush line, you know, just Sonic GE plush. Wasn't that bad to find. So if any of you guys are still looking for this plush and are afraid that it's not going to be reissued anytime soon, shouldn't be too hard to find. It's already almost been 5 minutes. So let's actually go into the plush, and there is one other thing that I'm going to at least talk about and show off at the end of the video. Let's go, though. Okay. So, the plush that I was referring to is Metal Sonic. It has the tag, it's completely brand new, from factory, from the bag, in the bag. So that is completely great. Now, for Metal Sonic, for a while, there was no merchandise of him whatsoever. You know, very bone dry. And eventually, you know, Jazzware, they started picking up with figures. And that was really cool, because they did Metal Sonic as figure. And Metal Sonic or not Metal Sonic, Jazzware got the same trend that GE was able to do. Because they had already been able to do all those mainline characters, they could stretch out into the more fan-heavy characters that didn't really get that much merchandise that they wanted to. Of course, not all of them got through, such as Rouge the Bat, who was said to have be coming out, and then she just wasn't able to before Jazzwares stopped making them, or whatever happened with Jazzware. But for Metal Sonic, it was kind of weird, because I don't know if this plush specifically, but there was one where you went to some kind of Sonic event, and then you would get a Metal Sonic, or you could win a Metal Sonic plush, and it went for online for a very high amount. So I was like, at least for the time, because, you know, I had no way of making money at that time. So I thought that this was basically intangible for me, you know, this plush. And then suddenly they start coming out with more. And then the other day I come to Target and I find a Tomy Metal Sonic sitting there next to a Wario. I got the Wario because the Wario was $20, and the Metal Sonic was $25, and the Wario had more stuffing, and I like the Wario better. But I'm really glad I did that, because yes, while it's a different plush, it's a different line, I found Metal Sonic for $30. So that's pretty good, because as I said before, I like the GE line. So let's open this bad boy from Sonic CD. I'll probably put an edit on when Sonic CD came out. I believe that it came out after Sonic 1. Might be wrong. But I know that it was supposed to be... I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be like a Sonic sequel or something. But I don't remember, because I'm too tired to remember things. But I'm pretty excited. Now, the only thing I'm a little bit nervous about is actually... Well, first off, apparently getting him out of the goddamn bag. Ugh. Panic at the Disco would be so upset because they didn't close the door. But they closed the door too tight. So Panic at the Disco would actually be too happy. Whatever that means. But the one thing I was kind of worried about was the spikes. But actually, not too bad. It's a little smushed, though. So, and I mean, I know how Metal Sonic is supposed to look. So, I'm going to at least try to fix what damage has been done to make it look a little better, because it's been smushed in the bag. He's been smushed in there a little bit too much. But let's start off with the spikes. So that's probably the one thing that I'm a bit iffy about, but that's probably because, you know, not stuff like the other ones, and it's a bit floppy, but that makes sense because Metal Sonic's parts right there actually a little floppy. So his part is a little creased, and, you know, he's got like almost that, you know, TV show mom type back of hair on one side, but the rest of him actually looks pretty cool. He does need to put his finger down. That's inappropriate, Metal Sonic. Stop doing that with your middle finger. I don't understand. And then this one, he's just making a salad fork. But the small pieces make a lot of sense, and they're actually pretty cool. But the thing is, as weird as those are, especially like this part too, because they have to be thinner, because it actually makes a lot more sense to be thinner. And actually, hang on, let me see if I can do something about the brightness, because he's actually a little hard to see on the camera. There we go. It's not perfect, but it is something. But if you look on the back, you've got this little part that's a little bent, and you do have the ball on the back of his head, which is very accurate. Now this is actually supposed to be a jet. His it would be fire that would come out of the back of him so that he could try to catch up with Sonic, be a little faster. And Metal Sonic actually has the data of Sonic on a CD, which is pretty cool. That's how he was created. And honestly, even though I really like Metal Sonic, I never really thought he looked like Metal Sonic, but he was always a pretty cool design. Now, granted, this is a little unrelated to the last thing I said, but granted, keep in mind, all the stuff that is bent is probably because it was in the bag, so if you order one, you know, A, it's easily fixable, but B, it's, you know, probably not going to be as smushed, hopefully. But he's still a really cool looking plush. The quality is definitely Great Eastern, Because you're looking at this, you can see, like, all of this stuff. Right there, his leg, it's very robotic. Like, it looks like he's doing, like, some glory pose. Like, shower glitter onto my head. Ah, glory, glory days. Sorry. But, you know, you've got the bolts here, which are a different fabric or different material than the actual fabric. You've actually got the things on his muzzle, too, which the bolt spins. They're not things, they're bolts. But the great thing about these plush are always that they have different material. Even on this part, the yellow is a different material than the black. Like, the black is like a painted on type thing. Very similar to what the eyes... Actually, no, the eyes are a different material as well. And the cool thing about Metal Sonic as well... I'm saying that a lot. But he's got the black eyes instead of the white ones. And normally that wouldn't work. But he doesn't need reflectors. So the way that they do it, he looks so freaking cool. And I don't think that would work if you didn't have the black eyes. Like, it wouldn't work as well. So I'm really glad that they put that in. And then they have the ears, which are actually this nice little, like, floppy type of thing. And oh my gosh, there's, like, no light on him. He needs more light shed on him, because he's beautiful. Look at this man. He's beautiful. He is our future ruler, and we need to respect him. But yeah, they even have this indented, which I don't know if other plush would do that. Like, it's so detailed. They have his shoulder pads. They have his salad little thin fingers. Like, all the parts that are supposed to be thin on him are thin. And that is amazing. Because, you know, most things, they probably wouldn't go as detailed as making this part thicker than this part. You know, they'd probably have that transition, but it probably wouldn't be so smooth because you have to mass produce and stuff. And even better, on the bottom of his shoes, they actually are detailed, and it kind of looks like a template, like a prototype template for R2-D2 right there. Which is pretty great. He's got a pretty long nose. He's secretly Pinocchio. I'm sorry that this video is all over the place. We also have stuff right here. But as I said, the allergies are definitely making this very hard to do. I'll probably try to wait on the other one when that comes if allergies are still a problem, just because I'm super excited, and that's 100% a once in a lifetime thing. It's great. But anyway, a very great plush. I was a little bit skeptical because I was like, I really like Metal Sonic, but looking at some of these pictures that people have on eBay, I'm skeptical that he's actually not going to turn out great, and this back part's not going to be that good. And honestly, I should know by now. I should know better. Have faith in GE. Always 100% have faith in them because they deserve it. They make great plush. They're smart and just amazing. And just look at this guy. If you want to get Metal Sonic, make sure to check out on Amazon and eBay. I was going to do a little in-depth look at IDW issue 10 because it's great, and it has Neo Metal Sonic on it, which is from Sonic Heroes, and it's actually Super Neo Metal Sonic, which I think is callback to the Super Mecha Sonic boss fight, which is pretty cool. But issue 10 is really great. It goes in depth to where Neo Metal Sonic jumps onto the Chaos Emerald mode, becomes Super, and then once he's Super, Sonic and Knuckles have to try to stop him. I'm not going to spoil anything, but if you haven't checked it out, definitely make sure to. And in November, issue 11 came out. Also, Team Sonic Racing, December 5th. That's when that comic's coming out. So, depending on when this goes up, try to make sure to get that because that's definitely going to be something collectible in the future. But anyway, as I was saying about Metal Sonic, really like him, really good plush. And I'm sorry that I couldn't be up to par with his beauty. But he's also a robot. He is perfection. He doesn't have to do anything. He could get a software update to become more perfect. I can't. I can't get a day one patch like this man can. I just get the sniffles. Sorry, Metal Sonic. You're beautiful. Anyway, I'm sorry. That joke went a little too far. But definitely make sure to check them out, and let me know what you think of Metal Sonic in the comment section down below, as well as the rest of the GE line. And I look forward to more videos on this line in the future. Okay, my throat literally feels like, before it felt scratchy, now it just feels like a volcano cat is trying to climb up it, and I don't like it. So I'm gonna get going, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Keep your toes safe.